Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Destiny. I am Death from Above. Today I wanted to talk about something very near and dear to my heart. Fusion rifles. Now, fusion rifles, you say? Yes, fusion rifles. Bungie has had a love-hate relationship with their fusion rifles. Back in Vanilla Destiny in Year 1, they were awesome, and then Bungie decided they were too awesome, so they made them less awesome through various patches and changes and modifications to how fusion rifles functions. Now they've gone the other way. They're starting to bring fusion rifles back up a little bit, and in the recent April update they did some modifications to fusion rifles again, kind of bumping them a little bit more up and giving a little bit more improvements. So let's go over those improvements right now, then we'll talk about fusion rifles and when I think about them, specifically the two fusion rifles I'm using in the video footage. But Bungie's fusion rifle in the April update, Bungie did, they increased the stability base stat, 40% recoil reduction. This means that lower stability fusion rifles will get affected more than higher stability rifles. So the base stat stability for the fusion rifle went up by 40%, or they have 40% less recoil. But if you have a high stability fusion rifle, I don't think it affected it. Basically, it just squished. It sounds like it just squished the range that the stability can be in, so the bottom half is just gone. Like there's a floor to it now. And they also fixed a bug where some outlying fusion rifle scopes had unintended increased zoom that was removed in Year 2. Now this is a small increase. But add that to the other small increases they've been doing to fusion rifle, adding stability. And adding stability to a fusion rifle means the bolts of the fusion blast go farther closer together. That's what stability does for it. So if you have a fusion rifle with high stability and good range, you're going to have a very good gun. Now, the fusion rifles I'm using in this gameplay footage. The first one is the Thesan Fr4. I've been using the Thesan Fr4 for a long time, and I've kept it with me. This is an Arms Day package I got a long time ago. It has the Flash HS4 sight, so it highlights enemy targets. It has Army of One, Quick Draw, and Rangefinder. So Army of One gives me reduced grenade melee cooldown. Quick Draw is very nice when switching to it, and Rangefinder, so aiming increases its effective range. The other one I'm running is the Vendor Vacancy. So if you want to take a look at that, it has Rangefinder, Hot Swap, and your choice of enhanced battery or brace frame. I'm going to run brace frame with Hot Swap and Rangefinder. So those are the two guns I'm using in these clips, in these video. And I want to talk about fusion rifles in PvP mainly, but also it applies to PvE. And why I like them, what I like doing with them, what my strategies are, where they work, where they don't work, and just the general feel of them. But specifically the Thesan Fr4 and the Vacancy, because the Vacancy is the vendor version, is the one everybody can go buy right now. And the Thesan is a gunsmith package that you can buy, and he will give you random perks. It was just for sale this week. So fusion rifles in PvP. I've always loved using fusion rifles just because they're so unique, they're so fun, and a shotgunner frustrates me. A shotgunner rushing me really frustrates me because I don't like to shotgun much anymore. I did when we had shot package and I had my God tier 2 to the morgue or my Fellwinter's Lie. Well, those are gone now. You can't shot package anymore. But fusion rifles have that range greater than a shotgun. They just take a little time to charge. But once you're in PvP and you say, I'm going to use a fusion rifle, and you start using it, you get used to the charge rate. Now, with fusion rifles, I would recommend finding one that's very good, that you like, and you can continue using. The problem with fusion rifles is the charge time varies, so your muscle memory will get used to one, and then you'll switch, and it'll have a different charge time. And so it throws you off. So I would say get one that you know is really good. That's why I mentioned the Vacancy. You can get that one. It's really good and has good talents. Get that one. Use it and use it only. That way you get used to it. You get used to the charge rate, and you get used to how the spread works. You get used to the range of it, and then you can start to zero in. That's how I am with my Thesan. I'm used to the charge rate. I'm used to the range. I'm used to how it functions. Because unlike like an auto rifle or anything like that, you pull the trigger and it fires. Well, a fusion rifle, you pull the trigger and you have to wait. So with that charge time, you got to wait. You start getting used to it if you use the same one over and over and over again. So that's why I say pick one, use it, and get used to it. That's what's going to get you better at a fusion rifle. In PvP, there's a couple different things I want to mention about fusion rifle. One, the special ammo. Special ammo is a challenge when it comes to fusion rifles, because fusion rifles, I almost want to use as a primary, but I know I shouldn't because it is a special. But I almost want to use it as a primary because it has good enough range and it can keep people off me. So if you're playing back and you got a lot of aggressive enemies in PvP, you use a fusion rifle. Now if you're if you got a bunch of snipers, you use a sniper just to snipe them. But fusion rifles like the Thesan, you can be a little aggressive with it because the charge rate's fast enough. The Vacancy is a little bit slower on the charge rate, so you might want to watch out if you're using that one to be aggressive. But the Thesan, it's got pretty good charge rate. They're about the same. The Vacancy's just a little bit slower. So I use the fusion very defensively a lot of times, unless I'm doing something like Mayhem Rumble. Then I use it very aggressively because I know I'm not going to run out of ammo. But yeah, special ammo is a challenge right now as far as a fusion rifle goes, because you want to use it a little bit more than a sniper or a shotgun, but you're not going to have that ammo. So if you're running threes, you got to be real judicious with how you use your special ammo. If you're running something like Mayhem Rumble, use it till you don't have it anymore. Or maybe Iron Banner, because you get a little bit more special ammo in the 6v6s, I feel like. I may be wrong, but that's what I feel like. 3v3s, you're going to have to be real judicious like you would with sniper ammo. But fusion rifles fortunately hold a little bit more ammo in the mag, and I would recommend using something that gives you more fusion rifle ammo if you're going to be serious about using fusion rifles. But fusion rifle in the Crucible, and some recommendations I have and some thoughts I have. So fusion rifles, they're slow to charge. You got to have a little bit of patience. So like I said, I use it in two situations. One, when I'm being defensive and I want to stop that person that's rushing me, or two, when I'm being aggressive but I know my range. So in the defensive one, obviously, you see a guy rushing at you, you switch to your gun. This is when it helps to have hot swap. Switch to your fusion rifle, or plan C. Switch to your fusion rifle. Plan C, you can just hip fire it straight at him as long as you can find the center of your screen and hit him with that reticle. Like the Thesan with hot swap, you want to ADS with the rangefinder and blast them before they get there. I find a lot of times when I'm fighting a guy, if I know I got enough time to get 2 shots off, the first shot I'm gonna get on him from distance, because usually if you've got a good distance between you and the enemy and they don't know you're coming, with the fusion rifle you can hit them once, but it's not gonna vaporize them because you're too far away. So I hit them once and vaporize them, then I switch to hip fire because they're usually gonna be jumping around at that point. So I'll just hip fire, and when you hip fire a fusion rifle, the spread is wider. So just hip fire it and try to hit them with some of them, because if you hit them with the first one but it didn't vaporize them, they're gonna be low health, and you can just hit them with one and they'll go away in the second time. So I like, if it's an unknowing enemy and I'm at a distance that I know I'm not going to vaporize them in one shot, I'll go ahead and fire ADS, and then I will go to hip fire and hit them that way. I found myself using that a lot. So that's one strategy I have. The other, another strategy, if someone's rushing you down, obviously you just want to pull it out as fast as you can and fire it. A lot of my fusion rifles have rangefinder, so you have to ADS. I found that I use it just like a shotgun with shot package. You hit the zoom button right as you're firing, and that way you will aim down sights right as you're firing. You'll still get that ADS rangefinder perk, but you won't actually be holding your eye down the scope. So I use it that way a lot. One of the other things that I do with my fusion rifles is that since there is a charge rate, you can charge it. So start pulling the trigger to fire it before you ADS. If you know you're going to fire it, start pulling that trigger, because you can let go before it fires if you decide you're not going to shoot it. So definitely pre-fire the gun just like you would a high rate of fire auto rifle coming around a corner. But when you pre-fire this gun, it just charges it, and you can kind of walk that trigger to keep the charge up once you get used to it. And fusion rifle around the corner, charge it and wait and go. Especially the low charge rate, high impact fusion rifles, you're gonna get real used to pre-firing that gun to get the charge rate up. But so those are my main thoughts on fusion rifles. I basically just think they're a lot of fun. It's awesome to see a guy rushing you and then them just vaporize. They just disappear, and they're going, man, he got me with that fusion rifle, because they can see you charging it, so they can make adjustments while you're charging it, and they hear it too. So they're like, he's gonna get me, but I think I can get him. I find if I'm not using a fusion rifle, if I am rushing and somebody's using a fusion rifle, I feel like I have to get them before they charge it. But sometimes I win, sometimes I lose. Most of the time when I'm using a fusion rifle and somebody's rushing me, I just vaporize them and move on. They don't have a chance to get to me unless I'm too far away. So very important with fusion rifles to know your range. Know your range, know your charge rate. Find one that you can get very, very used to and you like a lot, like the Vacancy. Or if you like the fast firing ones, I think the Vanguard vendor one is very fast firing. So either way, find one you like, get used to it, and start working with it. It's like a sniper rifle. It's not something you can just jump into and have fun like an auto rifle. You're gonna have to get real used to it, and it's good to find one you really like and get used to that one. So anyway, that's the new Fusion Frontier, guys. Let me know what you think. Are you using fusion rifles? Do you think they're useless? Are you enjoying them? I really like them. So let me know in the comments. And which fusion rifle do you think I should look at? Now, I do have the Vacancy, so you'll see that one soon. What other ones? What other ones do you like? So let me know in the comments, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. I'll see you later. See you. Bye.